Hi everybody, Robert Lewis here. Today's video we are working on the 7.3 Powerstroke. I've got a failed water pump I'm going to replace. Yes, it was a new water pump too, only a year old. But it's got to come out and put in a new one. Also, don't miss the ending because I bought an oil filter cutter and we're cutting open the coolant filter that I have on there, and I was surprised at what I found. I think you will be too. All right, let's get to work. Something's squeaking. I don't like it. I need to find out where that squeaking is coming from. I'm pretty sure it's the water pump. I have also noticed a tiny bit of splashing. I'll show you where. It's a little bit of splashing right next to the water pump. So this is the main pulley for the water pump, and I'm seeing some splashing up on just below the thermostat housing. Can you see some of that dripping down there? I can also see it down below at the very bottom underneath. And I wonder if I even have, ooh, it's not even on the sight gauge here. Let's see how bad this is now. Oh, it's just barely below the sight glass. Yeah, you can't really see it on the camera, but it's not like I've lost gallons and gallons, but I'm down probably a quarter of a gallon or a half a gallon maybe. Now I'm removing the serpentine belt so that I can spin each pulley freely and see if I can locate which one is making the noise. I'm assuming it's the water pump, but I want to check the other ones just in case. They all seem to spin pretty well, and I don't hear any noise out here, so get this out. The doctor is in. Well, that was inconclusive. The pulleys all spun freely. The stethoscope did not reveal any grinding or squeaking. When I got up real high though and looked down, almost looking inside from the back, inside that water pump pulley, it looked wet in there, and everything around it is wet. The side of the power steering pump is wet. The side of the frame rail over there is wet. That's where it's leaking out and then getting flung all over the place. So I'm going to call the manufacturer and see what we can do about this. I've only had this in for 4,000 miles. I put it in a year ago and haven't driven that much. Stay tuned. All right, so here's the update on the water pump situation. I called Diesel Site. Their customer service is excellent. What they told me was that I needed to get a picture from below, looking up, just below that main pulley. If you see a drip, and when it drips over and over, it kind of collects and makes a very defined line there. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But once I sent them that, they confirmed, oh yeah, this is bad pump. I've had mine less than a year, less than 5,000 miles. These pumps have lifetime warranties. And they said, okay, as soon as they saw the picture, they said, we're sending out a new one to you today and no charge. They don't even want the old one back. And they said, sorry. So here I am putting in my new pump. I have been working for an hour or two already, and I've already got the old one out. So I know that in my last video, I showed how to drain the fluid. That's pretty basic, right? and then you remove the radiator, the radiator fan and the cowl around that. There is only one tool you want to be using to do that. In my last video, I used, like 5 different methods. The only one to use is this right here. I got this from AutoZone. This is just a tool rental, and you don't even need all these things. There's a couple of pieces that are already over here on the truck that I'm using, and that I probably spent 3 hours or more on that the last time, and 5 minutes or less today. I couldn't believe it, but that's what experience does for you, right? And I have none, so that was my experience the last time, and I'm slowly getting better at this stuff. So those who get a little squeamish may want to look away, but I'm going to show you the pump now, okay? I know, it looks like a murder scene, but that is red extended life coolant, not blood. So this is what the unit looks like. This is the filter right here. So this is the thermostat is right here, so that is top. This is the bottom, and when you can see this stripe right here, that's from coolant leaking over and over and over. That is what proves that this is leaking. Here's my new pump. I have already painted it, and this is the weep hole right here. This is where it leaks from. On the aluminum pumps that you get at the parts store, there's just a tiny little pinhole down here. This is a really big weep hole. I guess it's made for barfing out a whole lot of fluid all at once. No, I hope that doesn't happen to you. It didn't happen to me. These bearings go slowly, and they start dripping slowly as they fail, and you get some warning. It doesn't go all at once. So the next thing I'm going to do now is take all of those parts off the old pump, put them on the new pump. That's the pulley, the sensor, the thermostat. First thing I'm going to work on is the filter. So I'm going to put a fresh new filter on. When you buy this pump the first time, hopefully you only need to buy yours once, but it'll come with 3 of these, and they recommend that the first one be changed after 3,000 to 5,000 miles. First of all, the reason you're doing all of this is to remove casting sands that are left inside the engine block. They can be clinging to the walls and get knocked loose over time. It's a cast iron block, and so some of this sand is just still in there, and it can wear down seals and pump impellers and all kinds of stuff, and you don't want that in there. So if you've never had a coolant filter and you put it on the first time, you're going to get a fair amount of stuff in there after the first 3,000 to 5,000 miles. So the first interval is short. After that, it's like between 15 and 30,000 miles is the recommendation. So not very often that you need to do this. There is also a little bit of breakdown in the coolant over extended periods of time, and you can get the coagulants out of there so that they're not blocking up anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this first one, or this new one on right now. And then I've got a little shutoff valve here. Well, I missed filming the install. This battery died on this camera and my RTV was wet and I didn't want it drying out or anything, so I just went ahead and installed this thing, tightened all the bolts, and it's in. I didn't want to let that stuff dry or anything like that while I was messing around with batteries and whatnot. So I do want to explain how that works though, because it's pretty neat. So there are 3 different bolt sizes, and some of those bolts are like 4-inch long bolts. And what you do, since you have, let me back up. There is a rubber gasket all around the inside of this water pump. I added the RTV because I am Mr. Belt and Suspenders. I want that extra protection. I do live in a cold climate, and it is recommended for colder climates. If you see freezing and thawing and stuff, it's a good thing to do. So I did it. Now back to how we install it. I don't know if you've done a lot of RTV gaskets on things, but when you are putting a part onto an engine, if you move just a little bit, it smears your RTV all over the place, makes a mess, and then who knows if that seal is ever even going to be good. So what's really cool about this is, so back to those 4-inch long bolts, there are 4 of them on this pump, and you just use 2 of them, one on either side, put them onto the pump, and then you lower the pump down and hold it right in front of where it goes on the front of that engine cover. And yet where those bolts attach, there is the threads are not in the front inch or 2. So it slides in real easy before you contact the threads. So it's almost as if once you have it set in place, it can ride in and out on like it's on pins, kind of like your brake calipers. And so you get those 2 set, and you're real careful because you're not touching that RTV anywhere. And so now you just push that in and it rides right into where it has to go. And you don't smear it. You tighten those bolts up. You put all your other bolts in, tighten them. Well, I should be careful there. You don't tighten the first 2 immediately. I leave them a little loose so that you can move that just a tiny bit to make room, because sometimes those other bolts you just need a little bit of play. So that's it. I got it all in. I connected all the hoses, and now I'm gonna put in the fan and the shroud, and then I'm gonna let it sit for 24 hours, and then add my coolant. Side note, I really love that topside creeper. If you end up working on trucks like this a lot, I highly recommend it. I wish I had gotten mine a whole lot sooner than I did. Would have saved me a lot of back aches and knee aches. There's a lot of leaning you do when you're working on a truck like this, and for me, I end up climbing up top and putting my knees on that area just in front of the radiator, just behind the grill. You can kind of perch yourself up there, and I still do that from time to time when I am just checking something real quick. But if you're up there for a long time, removing the fuel bowl or something like that where it's taken a long time, that's way too much time on your knees, and it hurts. They kill me. So this thing saves your knees so much, and your back. If you're interested in one, I will put some links in the bottom, along with links to all of the other tools I'm using in this video. These are Amazon affiliate links. I will get a small commission, 3% or something like that, but it doesn't mean it adds cost to you. This is just something Amazon pays to me for facilitating a sale. It's like a sales commission. So thank you very much in advance. If that is you and you're going to purchase one of those, I appreciate it very much. So I save those bottles upstairs in the attic, and anytime I need to drain coolant, I just drain them into these empty bottles that I keep around. Now I dump it back in. It's very convenient. I don't need to get a different container dirty. Little things like that do help satisfy my desire to be hoarding things and saving things, so but it does come in handy. Now about that pulley, that squeaking pulley. It's this top one right here, and my stethoscope didn't really tell us much. I couldn't hear it well, but listen to this. It should be silent. You can hear how that's all sounds like sandy in there. So I bought a new one, and I want to brag. I bought a Motorcraft part, and I didn't cheap out and buy some knockoff version like I usually do. So let's get this new one in and then listen to it. Don't hear a thing now, do you? That's good. So on that old pump that I took off, I took the old filter, and when I put the new one in, I used a new filter. So this is the filter that was on there for about a year. I only ran like 5,000 miles or 8,000 miles or something like that. It wasn't a ton, but when I took this filter off, look what was right inside it. Some piece of silicone or something, and it's bright blue. I don't even know what that's from. This is not what I used to seal the water pump, but it must have been, you know, floating around inside there somewhere. So when I saw that, I thought, I'm kind of curious about opening this up and seeing what else is in here. So I went on Amazon and bought this cheap little $15 cutter, and I've never done this, but this is just like a pipe cutter. You open this thing up, fit it on top, spin it around and tighten it slowly, and you'll be able to cut through. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll see what's inside. So there's a little bit of sand and grit and stuff down inside here. Nothing major. In an ideal situation though, you do want 0 in there. Your system should only have coolant in it, and that's it. So you can see a little bit of particulate down inside here. Oh, there's another one. What is that? That's bigger. Oh, that's blue. That's more silicone. There's a ton of silicone pieces in here, little bits. And I see lots of little, like, sand or something gritty. There's something shiny. That's a metal filing. I don't know if that's catching in the light for you or not, but there's a couple of shiny little pieces of metal filings. Oh, when you pull that apart, you can see a whole bunch along there. Way down in the yeah, look at all that. That's surprising. There's quite a bit in there. Well, that was fun. And this thing's working pretty well. I'm glad I have it. Well, that was another successful video. I fixed some leaks and I fixed some squeaks. So thank you all for following along, for watching. Please do like and subscribe. I will see you all on the next one. Bye.